call it how it is. Hendrix. I promise I swear. On every bit. Yo, Percocet, Miley Percocet.
Money got longer, speaker got louder, car got faster. Turn to a savage.
Yo, what is up NFL fans? I promised I would get these draft recaps done, and I am doing them now. Let's get this draft recap started on the Miami Dolphins. I liked the Dolphins draft. It was decent. It was pretty good. I see a lot of people overrating it. They didn't get any star players here. Let's just be honest. They got some great value players that are going to be great contributors to their team. They're going to be great fill-in, plug-in players that are going to be great for their team. And they're just overall going to be great contributors, but none of them will be stars. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but they're just going to be great players that they add to their team and add depth and will contribute. Charles Harris is a player that got a little bit overrated in the draft combine and all this draft media hype. He's a good player, but I don't see him as more than an 8 to 10 sack player at most in his prime. So I think he'll get maybe 4 sacks his first year. I don't really see the need here. They traded their 4th round pick to get William Hayes. They did a lot of maneuvering. They re-signed some defensive ends. They have Cameron Wake. I understand they want to get younger, but I don't know if this is the best player when Taco Charlton was on the board, and a couple other players that I had higher than Charles Harris, but still great pick by them. It's going to add some decent value and depth to their defensive line, which was horrendous last year. This pick right here was a very good pick. He's a 2-down linebacker, but who cares? He's a great run stuffer, and that's what they need. They need someone to plug up the gaps in the middle and help this linebacking core out, which was historically bad last season. MCMILLAN is definitely going to do that. He's going to come and play straight away. He's just going to be a great overall player. He's kind of like Reggie RAEKWON from last year's draft. Just going to plug in, be a great run stuffer. Not going to be in 3rd down situations, but who cares? He's going to be a great run stuffer when he's in the game, and that's all they really needed. This pick right here is a really good pick by the Dolphins. They need to shore up their secondary. I think Byron Maxwell's on a contract year. Tony Lippett was inconsistent but showed flashes. Xavier Howard was injured most of his rookie year, and he showed flashes but didn't totally break out. So I think Cordrea Tankersley, sorry about that, will definitely come in and just be a great number 3 corner, maybe coming in the slot, maybe coming in some nickel situations or some dime packages. Any of that's going to be great. He's going to come in, be a good player for them, and he could potentially be a number 2 corner for them in the future. I really like Cordrea Tankersley, and I think that this is a great pick by the Dolphins to shore up their secondary. This was one of the major needs the Dolphins needed this draft. They needed to shore up their guard position. They traded, I don't know if they still have Juwan Jones on the roster, and just their guard depth in general was awful. They needed to improve this position, and that's what they did here with Isaac Asiata. He was more of like a 3rd round, 4th round, early 4th kind of talent, and he fell. I don't know why, maybe because his footwork and technique wasn't great, but this guy is strong as all hell. Like, he did 34 reps of 225 at the combine, I think. That's just absolutely insane. He finished top 5 in the bench press at the combine, and he just did a great job there. His film is pretty good from Utah. He showed a lot of strength and just pushing players out of the way and pancaking and bulldozing them. I would have liked the Dolphins to address this need earlier, maybe with Dan Feeney in the 3rd round, but I think that this is still a great pickup for them, and I think he will come in day one and be a starter for them. I know that's very unconventional out of fifth round talent, sorry. But I think he has the talent to come in, and the Dolphins do not have the depth necessary for anyone to start besides him, basically. Next player, Isaiah Ford. This is the last pick I'm going to be going over, but they got a stud of a player here in Isaiah Ford. He did not perform well at the combine at all. He had some terrible stats at the combine and some like 40-yard times and bench press and stuff like that. He was absolutely awful at the combine, but his tape does not lie, and this guy was a top 3-rounder player. He should have gone in the top 3 rounds, definitely. This guy is absolutely amazing. He had so much production at Virginia Tech. He's just a football player. He's not an athlete. He's just a football player. And I don't think those times at the combine matter as much as people make it out to. And I just believe that he's a great football player and that he can just slot in and be their number 4 receiver off the bat and slowly move up that depth chart. The Dolphins don't necessarily have a need at receiver, but they saw this talent here and they just really had to jump on it and take the opportunity because he was most likely going to go undrafted and they didn't want him to sign with someone else, so they got a steal of a player here. Not a really big risk either. If he doesn't pan out, oh well, he's a 4th or 7th round pick, so it doesn't matter. That concludes my Miami Dolphins draft recap. Give me your opinions down below in the comments. I'm out. Peace.